Crostata di cavolo, zucca e ricotta. A crostata means something enveloped in dough, very typical Italian. And here we have a crostata of butternut squash, kale, some ricotta, some rice, easy and delicious. So pay attention. So here we have some shredded butternut squash. And the butternut squash, you can do it with any squash, but this is how butternut squash more or less looks. You cut the top and the bottom, you peel it just like a potato with a potato peeler, and the seeds are usually in this bulby part. So you cut it in half, scoop out the seeds, and you grate it just like that. And here I have some raw arborio rice. And I'm gonna put this right in here. And what's gonna happen is that the arborio rice, which is starchy and dry, will absorb some of the water and the juices from the butternut squash. So we leave that for about a half an hour and let that happen. So now let's make the dough. Flour, let's put some salt in here. Okay, and we'll get it slowly to turn, and we'll put in some olive oil. And water. Okay, a little flour here, just like that. Let me just dump the dough right here. You want it to be a soft dough, just like that, very pliable. Give it a little kneading. Okay, piece of plastic wrap, and you let the dough rest. In the refrigerator is fine. You can make the dough a day before. You can make double batches. You can freeze the dough and then bring it back to room temperature. So it's very forgivable, this dough, and very practical. And in the meantime, I love your questions, guys. You're curious. You want to know. You follow me, and I love that, and I love giving you answers. So this is Boston Roberts from Iowa. And Boston wants to know, I don't know whether to have a breakfast-related dish or more of a lunch dish when throwing a brunch party. Well, Boston, certainly you want to have some eggy dishes, whether it's a crostata, frittata, whatever. Then, of course, some proteins are due, it's kind of midday. And of course, on my side, I'd love a lot of vegetables. So I would say a bit of each. Some breakfasty things and some lunchy things with lots of vegetables in between. Now we'll clean up and then we'll assemble the crostata. We serve brunch at Lidia's Kansas City. We have these beautiful spreads. All these affettati and salads, even spicy Bloody Marys. We like our spicy Bloody Marys, a little pepperoncino from Calabria. So we get a lot of occasional celebration, whether it's a birthday, whether it's communion, whether it's just meeting the new groom's parents or something like that. Brunch is a good time to do just that. So let's assemble the crostata. The squash and the rice. Okay, that looks good and ready. Next is the kale here. This is actually this. If you boil this down well, wring it dry, and then chop it up, this is what you'll get. And you want to add that to the filling. Let's put some salt here now. The ricotta, you just plop it right in. You need some eggs. Whisk them up a little bit. Okay, let me try to give it a little mix here. Let's add the scallions. Here I have some milk and some cream. The cream gives it richness. And the milk, I'll give it some creaminess, but also, there's rice in there. It needs to cook, and it needs a certain amount of liquid to do that. So let's get this into a good mixture. Nice and even. Okay. Let's put in the cheese. And the cheese will, of course, give it loads of flavor, but will also absorb some of the milk. And raisins. That little sweet touch, you know, when you just bite into something, there's a little sweetness. That's good. That's good. Especially I like it in this crostata because the kale has that bitter element and this kind of balances it out. And we are ready with the stuffing. And let's roll out some dough. Ultimately, the crostata will be baked here. A little bit of oil and get the sheet pan ready for baking. And get into the dough. Okay. You're sort of shaping it into a rectangle. Whatever your vessel is that you're gonna bake it, you wanna go in that direction. Put in some more flour. Now we're gonna begin to roll it. Just a little more here. Okay, pick it up. We'll stretch a little bit this corner. Okay, this is where the stuffing will go now. Okay. And you just push it into place. So now we pull just the sides out and we make the edges just like that. You let it kind of settle in. Here I have some egg wash just to make it nice and shiny. Sometimes I just do like that, a little bit. Okay, that was easy, was it not? This is ready. You prepare a hot oven, 375, and just like this, not covered, you put it in the oven in the middle shelf and you let it cook 40 to 50 minutes. And we'll continue our brunch. Celebrate like an Italian, Bellini bar. When setting up for an Italian brunch, a Bellini is a must, almost sacred. Prosecco is a must. And then I sometimes buy those nice pulpy juices, strawberry and guava, mango, apricot, and pear. All of these are pulpy and make a great Bellini. And fun garnishes always jazz up the Bellini. Lemon, orange, beautiful strawberries. Just put it out there and let them have fun. Once the first guests arrive, pop that ooh la la Prosecco and start pouring. You can have some seltzer for the kiddies, but you know what? I think I'll start with this. So, salute, avanti, let's have a party. The crostata is done. I left it kind of cool off at room temperature, and now we can cut it. Let's kind of loosen it up. And I really want to stress the fact that I want you to relax, that there's nothing super fragile about this crostata that you out there cannot handle. So you take a large spatula and you go underneath and you help yourself and you slide it just right out like that. You want it at room temperature, you don't want it warm because then it will kind of break easier. And you go along, cutting equal pieces. Okay, so, and let's cut it into squares that are kind of easy to handle. Okay, and you know, I'm gonna kind of play a little bit with it. These corner pieces, I want to kind of mix them around. I don't want them all in one spot. If you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. I think a little bit of green here and there, and this is beautiful basil. So I think I want to taste one, of course. I like the corner piece, I really do. I like the crust on it. Let me taste it. The ricotta, the vegetables of the kale, and then I got a little bit of raisin, that sweetness. It was like a burst of sweetness in the middle of this savory tart. It's really delicious and easy, and you can make it.
To learn more about Lidia, access to videos, and to get recipes, tips, techniques, and much more, visit us online at lidiasitaly.com.